Hey everybody, DempseyRC here. Today I'm going to do a review on my HPI Firestorm Flux, E Firestorm Flux. It's one of my newer cars. I recently just got it. Don't drive it much because I found out that the spur gear in the back, the spur gear is really hard to get. So that's if you can come across them, I was told. So, but yeah, this is it. So it's basically a stock, except for electronics. I'm working on finding some upgrades. Like I said, they're hard to come by. At the moment I'm driving a Dragon 45 watt, 45 amp, my bad, waterproof ESC and motor. It's out of my Serpent because I haven't got a new setup for it yet. But it's a 9-turn. I took out the original 10-turn motor and speed control because I was told they burn out and burn up easily because they get really hot. I haven't got a fan for it, but I'm working on getting fans. At the moment I have a TQ1 Traxxas transmitter, crystal free, because it's my only extra crystal free one, and I have the stock HPI servo in it. I want to get different wheels for it. At the moment, I have the stock wheels. They're getting messed up. I like the design of them, but I want to get different ones, and I'm still figuring out the size of the nut for it. So, hoping that you can figure that out here soon. Looking at the manual, pulling all that out. Yeah, downfall being out of the hobby for a little while, but yeah, I didn't pay much for it. It has actually it's in pretty good condition. I did all that honestly because I've been driving it, popping wheelies and stuff. But yeah, I got that. This is probably one of my favorite cars. I need to get a better setup for my camera. Sorry about that. Like I said in my other videos, if you've watched them, and everyone that has watched them and liked them, thank you for all the likes and watching, because my cars aren't amazing. They're not nothing too fancy. They're not have a lot of money into them, but I'm very proud of my collection, and it just keeps growing. I use Dean's. We'll get back to the car. Dean T-plugs because I've used them for over 10 years. Even before I took my break, that's what I was using when I was racing. I want to get a high torque digital servo for it. Soon I'm going to put a Spectrum receiver and transmitter. I'm a big fan of Spectrum, so I'm hoping eventually to have all 4 of my cars Spectrum. But at the moment, I have all my cars have the stock systems in it. These are waterproof. My speed control and my motor, but when I pull it out of the Serpent, I realized that it has a crack in it. So even though it's waterproof, I'm still pretty sure that I shouldn't drive it in water, and so I try to avoid that. The body actually came really good condition. There's some scratches on it right here. You can see that I did that. I did the scratching across the stickers up here on both sides. I flipped it. All those are from the wheelies. This car pops a lot of wheelies, and I'm trying to find a wheelie bar for it, but like I said, parts are getting hard to come by. I didn't know when I bought this that it was discontinued and started to become hard to get. So I'm in the process of finding hopefully another roller, or at least a roller. I mean, not another roller, because this came with all the electronics in it. But I found out that this one is actually the first E Firestorm. So I guess if I'm correct, after they released this Firestorm HPI noticed the flaws in the speed control and motor when they overheated, so they release them again with a different setup, and those ones were better. I still have the original motor and speed control. They're in with the other stuff. With this car becoming hard to get, or not hard to get, but well, parts hard to get, so I guess it would be hard to get. With it becoming like that, I try not to drive a lot, so I took the original system out of it and put it up. The original transmitter and receivers also that came with the stock car, I put up because you never know, backup, I guess. But I'm looking at finding another one of these and having it for parts, at least another spur gear. I need a wheelie bar and some spacers because I got some loose, some play right here. I don't have any spacers. None of them came with it, so online looking at that, I need to find sizes. I like the shocks are pretty stiff. Actually, this is what the guy that I bought it from had the car set up. So I'm actually thinking about hiring it, and for maybe it won't pop as many wheelies. I know it pops a wheelie. It's a wheelie car. I was told they love to pop wheelies, but I like to pop wheelies. But there's times I don't because I like to just drive. I need to get more study tires for it. These are the stock tires, rear tires, and these are the stock front tires. Good condition. I don't want to ruin them. Slammed my finger today in my Jeep, so my fingertips all messed up. Hood closed, and I forgot to move my hand out of it, I guess. So yeah, so that's why my finger is wrapped. And like I'm still learning about the car, so some of it I don't know too much about it. I'm pretty sure it's all stock plastic, composite. I don't think nothing's graphite. Nothing special about it, so it ain't really anything special. I think the only thing I guess you would say is special is that the fact that it's in really good condition for the age of the car. I guess it's an older car. I don't know how old. I don't know much about HPI. I always wanted one, and when I was starting to get into the hobby and racing, they were expensive. This is actually my second stadium truck I've ever owned. My first one was a Trax Rustler, which also was my first car. So it was alright. I wasn't a big fan of it, and because of it, I'm not a big fan of Traxxas. So I don't own a Traxxas. I'm debating on getting a Slash, possibly, or a Serpent or HPI short course truck. Associated too. I'm a big fan of Associated. I have a few, but I wanted to have a couple. I want to have different cars to play with, different companies, because it's nice to have a different every once in a while. So I have the stock gear in here. I don't know the tooth off the top of my head, and the pinion I don't. It's the stock pinion. I haven't checked it. I've opened it twice. Once to check the mesh that came. Oops, sorry. Once the mesh that came to check the mesh, and once to make sure I had it right after I installed the Dragon, because I don't want to fry the spur gear, because I was told, like I said before, I was told that they hard to come by, and if you can even find one, they're anywhere from $20 to $30. So instead of spending $20 to $30 for just gear, I'd rather spend about $100 for the roller. I've seen rollers go for $109 on eBay, $110, and so on. But yeah, that is my plan with this car. I'm thinking I'm just going to keep it all original like this. Well, obviously except for the electronics, because they're not original. I do want to get a high torque servo for it, because when I drive it, I am kind of rough. I try not to bash. I don't hit things often. My problem more is I have a habit of like hitting curbs, like not hitting curbs, flipping it, and because I'm really rough turning, and I've had some issues. I'm not used to it has a weird diff setup in there, I was told, because how when you turn the wheel one way, the other wheel doesn't always want to turn that way. This is honestly, since I changed out the motor and put this, changed out the stock 10 turn brushless that came in it and put this one in it, it actually does it, but if I go too fast, it doesn't want to. So I'm hoping that, because I just noticed it's doing it since I started this video playing with it. So I'm hoping actually I might have fixed it. Maybe the problem was the gear mesh the original motor's gear mesh that the guy had set up was too hard because I couldn't get it to turn, and that's what the original time I took off the cover was because to check that. Didn't help it, but I've done little things. I've loosened up stuff. Gear, it was kind of tight in here, so I've cleaned it out. That's also what I'm in the process of doing. That's why I got the brushes. Cleaned it out and everything, but my goal is to at least get aluminum or graphite or whatever carbon fiber. I think I don't know what it is. When I first started doing RC cars, graphite was the way to go. Everything was graphite. Well, growing up, my dad had a Kyosho Ultima that was all graphite, and so my first response, my first when I look for an upgrade or something to make my car better than the stock one I have, I use graphite. My first look for is graphite. But since I've been back into it looking for parts, I've noticed that a lot more stuff's carbon fiber now. So I wonder if graphite is not the biggest thing anymore, or if it's obsolete to run graphite. So either aluminum or carbon fiber. I'm thinking maybe aluminum for this, because for being a basher or my street car, I'm not racing it right now at all. I have a track close by. But yeah, this everybody is my HPI E Firestorm 10T Flux. And believe it or not, if you don't have one and you can find one, I would get one. Honestly, because they are fun. I love it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I do apologize for a couple seconds there. I had my finger go. I got moments like that. I don't have a way to hold my phone up besides holding it. I'm working on it, guys, so I hope you like it. I'll have another video up, probably with a bit more detail, in a few days here of this car, and I will be having upcoming videos of my Team Associated / leading edge, lightning edge RC10L. Which the reason why it's a / because it has, the chassis is a leading edge, lightning edge, but everything else is RC10. That is my next review coming out. Hopefully you guys like it. Come and subscribe. I'll have more videos and more action driving. Okay, everybody, have a good night here.